So yeah, just hello again, everyone. Today we are going to have another community meeting, and there are some updates from our side about the last steps towards the release and about our experiments with Roja, which our developers is working on now. So yeah, and let's start with I think most important one is our release. So yeah, yeah. So right now, and of course, in the end, we will have time for the questions. Uh, so yeah, first of all, let's what's happening. Let's go through our updates to our latest news. First of all, yes. First of all, we want to say that the current status of Roja 1.2.0 release, which is postponed several times, and yeah, so because there are some very important things that we need to fix before going to this kind of, let's say, kind of major update. So right now it's in the final stages or the internal acceptance testing, which means that right now we have tested all the features that was introduced in 1.2.0. I mean, from the last release, from the 1.1.3. And right now, our QA team is working on checking regression testing for all the basic Roja features, like all our comments, queues, queries, and so on. Um, so all specifics are working well, and yeah, we just need to know that we didn't accidentally break something and somebody to, yeah. And right now we have, sorry, here, block store, of course. We have some kind of known issues, and most major two of them is that in unstable environment, like if Roja is going down accidentally in a hard way, it can, at some moment of time, because of some of this hard reset, it can happen that VSV or CPU lost sync with our block store. So VSV can went farther than the block store, and it will prevent the Roja to restart without manual kind of fixes. But yeah, so we found it, but we understood that it can happen only in very unstable environment, only on the hard during the hard reset. And even if you will hard reset Roja every 5 minutes, probably after 1 day you will get such results. So it kind of very low possibility that it will happen somewhere. But anyway, we are thinking right now about the solution, and probably we have found it, but we do not want to prevent release because of such a rare situation. And another known issue is that under high load of MST transactions, Iroha can overstress the virtual machine on which it is working, because MST transactions creates objects which should persist in system for at least kind of 24 hours or until they will be approved or rejected explicitly. So yeah, right now, and also it kind of produce some corresponding calculations and supporting calculations. So yeah, this means that under heavy stress of MST transactions, it is kind of Iroha have some additional resources required for work. But yeah, it can handle it in other ways. So just kind of controlling the amount of MST transactions, because yeah, they are kind of not the primary way of making transactions in general. is one of these solutions. Okay, any questions here? So no,
I have
yeah,
one question.
yeah, sure.
Those pending transactions are
Mm-hmm.
stored in a database or in RAM memory?
Yeah, it's stored in RAM first of all because it's kind of objects which are required for the system to work, and yeah, so probably kind of having some persistency for these projects and offloading them from memory is one of solutions that we can do. I think that's your question mostly about this, right? So yeah, they are stored in RAM, and we have some possible solutions for how to lower down such pressure. But it will be done after the release as a kind of improvement.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Any other questions? So if no, let's move on. So yeah, we also have fixed some things during the from the last our discussions. So there are fixed configuration of the logger model because sometimes configuration of how the Roja will log information doesn't work. So we have fixed it. We have found this and fixed it. We have proceeding with adaptation for the Linux One architecture compiling. So right now it's kind of stable, and all our releases will be also compiled for this architecture too. We have yeah, we have fixed behavior of advancing from the Wall Street view in comparison to the block store because there are some more significant issues before, and we found and fixed several of them, and right now we have just very rare situation when it can happen again. We added some different tests for our problems. Yeah, first of all, consistency between Worsted View and Block Store, and working with Roja using different configurations. So two different configuration ways. I will tell a bit more about this on the next slide. And yeah, we also added a Shepherd tool in the Roja build, so as it is kind of a part of the project, and this tool allows to use a maintenance endpoint via the console to perform some operations over the Roja, like getting the status, starting, stopping, restarting, and so on. So you can get additional information about this tool in our documentation. It is covered here. Any questions here? So yeah, if no, one interesting feature that we have added is support for configuration via environment variables, which was requested for a long time by, first of all, our infrastructure team and from the community, from community members. So right now, all of configuration variables can be set up via the environment variables, and and according to the standard way of overriding. So configuration file overrides environment variables, and command line configurations is overriding both configuration file and environment variables. So environment variables have the lowest priority in configuration. But yeah, before it was not, before there was not enough coverage for such configuration, and right now we are Roja will support it, so it will make kind of infrastructure support for Roja network much easier. And yeah, so we have, because of this improvement, we also added several tests and test framework that covers this part of the Roja. So kind of starting with different types of configurations. yeah, I think that's important update. So any questions here?
Yes, I have one
Mm-hmm.
question.
Yeah,
So
sure.
if all config settings are can be set from command line or from an environment variables,
Mm-hmm.
so is it possible to not have config file at all, or it's necessarily?
Yeah. So you can configure everything via the environment variables. Yeah.
So
So
I can
you
not
can avoid
create the
avoid
file at all.
config file. Yeah, it's true.
Okay, thanks.
It's true. Okay. So anything else? So if no, then then I want to also mention that interesting experiment that Andrei was done with Iroha in kind of some spare time is replacing Postgres database with RocksDB in memory database from Facebook. Right now, he is doing this as a kind of as a prototype. So he have done with writing wrappers for subset of comments, including transfer asset and create role and all of the related comments which are required for such comments to run, like create asset and emit asset command. So yeah, we have, and he also created a benchmark. So for timing, for carefully keeping the information about the timing. And after the first test, so there is just a prototype stage. And after the first tests on small Iroha network, I think kind of running locally, increase in performance is tremendous because it is kind of uh, around 100 times more kind of faster performance for in general, and for create role, for example, it is 160 times faster. So yeah, it's just the first step. It is very kind of very um, it's too early to say anything specific when it will be ready or how it will work and how it will be integrated. So, but what that I want to say is that most probably we will continue with this because it needs some time to finish the integration because we need to just cover all the commands. So it takes time. And second thing is that most probably all the backwards compatibility will be done for sure. And for running Iroha with RocksDB, you will need to have a kind of specific configuration. By default, Postgres will be used, at least for now. So probably at some distant future, we will get rid out of Postgres if RocksDB will serve us well. But right now, it will be like an option it will be available after we will finish with all of this with this virtualization layer between storage and Iroha, so that it will be easy for the core to switch to run on both Postgres and RocksDB without any problems. So yeah, right now Andrei is working on it. But first, our priority is our release, of course. So yeah, this was this kind of interesting update. I cannot say when it will be ready. I cannot say kind of how long will we wait in which release it will be done. But at least I think it is important to know about. Um, any questions regarding this or any other Iroha related topic?
Yes, I have this changing of database would be to Iroha 1.2 something or
Mm-hmm.
to version 2 point something.
No, so our plan is to so in a period of time we will keep both of these versions is under construction because under the development, and because Iroha 2 will be significantly different. It will be in Rust. It will have integrated into the core smart contracts. It will have different other, let's say, novelties, and yeah, that's why we it will be released, I think, in the next year. And but until this time, we will still maintain Iroha 1.2.x or 1.x, maybe 1.3. We will have 1.3 at some period of time. And yeah, so this improvement is for currently working Iroha. So for Iroha version 1 point something, 1 point greater than 1.2.0. So yeah, for Iroha 2, we will also have in-memory storage with some kind of persistency model. But at least for now, it is our own written storage, named Kura. So yeah, probably we will adapt some from RocksDB. Probably we can use something kind of ready from the out of the shelf, but at least for now we are targeting on our own solution. So did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, any other topics or thoughts kind of about about my update or any other kind of Iroha related topic?
I have another question. I'm just curious. How many people are working now with Iroha 1 point something? How many are working on Iroha 2 point something? Part-time, full-time?
Yeah, you
As
know, actually,
volunteer or?
you can get all the information from the commits, I suppose, and kind of in general, we are not kind of opening such information about our company, yeah. But so you can gather it from the repository, yeah. So, but kind of, I may say that right now there may be not so kind of not a big not a big bunch of people working on it, but we have some core team and very let's say very experienced developers in C++, in Rust, in making and developing architecture of blockchain solutions, and and which is most important that we have. It was kind of some tough times during this year for us too, but in the future, in the nearest future, in the next year, we are going to increase the amount of people, increase the team by adding more kind of paid specialists for the further improvements of Iroha and Iroha 1.x and 2.x, both of them. So yeah, so we are going to grow the amount of such developers who are taken in. And you know, also there are sometimes from time to time, first of all, there are some interns who are participating in some prototypes, who are participating and helping us to some extent. So yeah, they're coming and going away when they are finishing their internships. Yeah, so that's why kind of this number is not so big right now, but at least we have good professionals and we have plans to grow the team further. I understand that it's kind of vague answer. I cannot provide you exact numbers. Yeah, just like because it's kind of just disclosed information. Yeah, but I hope at least I get you the idea of situation.
Also, there are some, like client library maintainers that come from time to time to update those things. So it is kind of vague to think about who's exactly like the all the time person kind of thing. I'm here all the time. If you count me.
I see. Thanks for information.
I have also a question regarding a client API library.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one for Node.js, which is on GitHub. It was maintained by Roberto, and it has been archived. Any news about that?
Yeah, so I think it is happened maybe around 1 month ago, right?
Yes, more or less.
Yeah, it has happened because once we understood that we have actually 2 repositories for our JS library, one of them in Hyperledger organization in GitHub, and one of them in our own organization in GitHub. And we understood that we need to follow kind of the same approach for all libraries, and all of the links from documentation is directing to the Hyperledger. So we took our own library, we merged everything into the Hyperledger organization, Iroha JavaScript library. We reconfigured the NPM, so it is connected kind of right now. NPM's kind of information from the NPM is directing to the Hyperledger organization, Iroha JavaScript library, and we archived the old one. So just not to be confused again, so that's why we just moved all our changes into the Hyperledger /Iroha dash JavaScript repository. It is a single one, and it is kind of what we are going to improve and maintain in the future.
Okay, so you're saying that the changes are reflected on the NPM repository.
Yeah, so in NPM, it is reflected in the way that it have information about kind of, if you go to the Node.js, right, NPM side, you will have information about the model and link to the sources. So right before it was linked to our own, let's say our own organization repository, and right now it's linking to the Hyperledger organization repository, which is fair. And yeah, but because when we are releasing the new version of the NPM model, it is automatically kind of connected to the NPM storage. And so yeah, so we are doing this as the same way as we've done before, but we also changed a bit our CI and CD, so it is working right now with Hyperledger organization GitHub. So yeah, but in general, yeah, in general, we just make everything work. Kind of all of our libraries for Iroha is in Hyperledger organization: Iroha iOS, Iroha Java, Iroha JavaScript, and Iroha Python.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, sure. Anything else? So, Sarah, do you want to add something?
No, I don't have exactly something to say. I can tell what I've been doing, writing the documentation for those environment variables. Those were tricky. Yeah, they are kind of tricky. So yeah, if you have any questions or some feedback about that, please let me know if it's not easy to understand, just in case.
I think it's not yet merged into our upstream, right? It's
oh, is it? Oh, right.
Yeah. So I think we will, so we will do this once we will have a release. Yeah, so we will also kind of simultaneously release a new documentation version, and just to avoid kind of misunderstanding. So there is important to mention that right now we have all the trunk of our changes for 1.2.0 in specific branch. So our next step before the release will merge everything in master, and then put tag into this into the master, and create a release in GitHub. So and simultaneously we will update the documentation because this documentation will be applicable only for the new release.
Yeah, but it can be seen in the special documentation version on Read the Docs. So it's possible to see it from Read the Docs now.
Okay.
Yeah, because we made it actually available. Like the default version of the documentation there is master, and then there is possibility of like changing the version. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Good.
Me being on these meetings, you will hear about the documentation.
Yeah. I've seen it in our support 1.2x. Yeah, I've seen it in our pull requests. Yeah, but I didn't check it in the docs. So yeah, nice.
Yeah, okay then. If we don't have any like questions or topic to discuss, I think that we can wrap up this meeting. Again, we can always like contact in chats, email lists, and you know where to find us.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot one important update that I totally forgot to say about is that we have updated our Nakayoshi bot, which interconnects all our chats, Telegram, Rocket Chat, and Gitter. It's very fresh update. So our developer Igor have done this. He found an issue. The reason of the issue was that for some reason actors in this Scala application was not restoring after the network problem. So right now they are restoring, and it means that in future we will have less problems of synchronization between our chats. Even if there are some difficulties with the network connection, it will restore and return back to track. So
that's good news. Thank you for sharing it. I didn't know that. I didn't know that yet, but I'm happy that it's done.
Just finished with this. Yeah.
Great.
Is now working synchronization of photos or no? Not yet.
I think no, we didn't provide any new features. We just found a fix for the problem with when kind of messages are not forwarded in the correct way. Yeah, so kind of we probably I think remember about this feature with images, but first of all the stability first, and then the new features probably after
when you see like that there is a message where it should have been like an image, you can go there and see it, and when you don't see any messages, you just don't see any messages. I've missed like by the way, like Bazirex, I've missed some of your messages because of this bot thingy. So yeah, that's kind of very good news.
Yeah.
Now we've also got the postscriptum news. So
ready
thank
to go.
you for coming today.
Thank you for attention. Yeah, Konrad, Baziorek, Leo, thank you. And so let's keep in tune, and next time let's discuss our release.
Hopefully we'll have it till then.
Yeah, I think it will be done, because all we need is just to merge and put a tag and be sure that everything merged correctly.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, thank you very much, and see ya.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you. See ya. Hear you.